Sunset Canyon Recreation Center, the host of beach volleyball all day long. The Bruins, already winners this morning. Can they go 2-0? A gorgeous day in Los Angeles. What better thing to do than get out and watch or play some beach volleyball? Loyola Marymount comes in to face off with UCLA in an all-Los Angeles battle. Let's take a look at the AVCA poll. The American Volleyball Coaches Association ranks USC #1 this week, defending national champions. UCLA, the Bruins, coming in at #3. Hi, everybody. Kevin Barnett outside with Nicole Branna, former beach Olympian. And Nicole, UCLA has been terrific, 18-0. The depth has been the key for them in recent matches.
That's right. And an example of that is at the #4 pair with Jordan Anderson. She is currently 16-1 this year and played with 3 different partners. So the team is very adaptable with some injuries and different players not coming back. They've had to mix around, and they have shown that they can play with anyone and have success.
A lot of adjustments all season for UCLA throughout that roster, but the #1 spot, consistent, the McNamara twins.
They're on fire. They are the standard here at UCLA. At practice, at the duels, they are doing so well. Watch today them crushing their jump serves at the end line. Their top spin is unbelievable. And the setting, if they don't get the perfect set, watch their footwork. They get in front of that ball and put themselves in an excellent position to crank it or make the perfect cut shot.
UCLA just finished off Cal Poly. Loyola Marymount this morning had a big win with the #5 pair to also defeat Cal Poly. Next up, someone goes 2-0.
You're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles.
You're different.
Welcome back to Sunset Canyon Beach Volleyball Courts. Loyola Marymount and UCLA about to get underway here in Los Angeles. Facility built in 2015, housing 2 courts, and we'll have 2 matches going on at the same time. The 2s will match up on court 1. The 4s will match up on court 2. We will start you out on court 1 with the #2s going against one another. That's Maddie Yeomans and Camila Tan against Jessie Pritchard and Sara Kovach. About to serve, that's #20, Pritchard. And first attempt this time will be Yeomans, and Yeomans goes line. And that one pulling, Yeomans can't handle it. First point to LMU.
Some nice heat down the line there. The blocker, when you're pulling off the net, very important to make sure you're stopped before the hitter contacts the ball. That way you can make a good reaction and be stable to make a good dig.
Pritchard, a freshman in what is a young team for Loyola Marymount. Freshman and sophomore combination here, and the block picked up by Kovach. Net presence already key. 2-0, good start. The #2 ranked pair. Pokey over, pressure, opportunity. Here comes Pritchard. Right side first swing, another block. 2 in a row for LMU, and it's 3-0. Well, look at how this format lays out. 5 matches of pairs, best 3 of 5. A pair of flights, they're called. This first flight right now, the #2 and the #4 on court, and then you'll see the 1 and 3. If needed, the 5s will come up, but it is best 3 of 5, so as soon as someone has 3 points, that's it. And it's 2 sets to 21, followed by a third if needed to 15. All win by 2, overtime possible. Already a 3-point advantage here in the 2s, and finally the ball goes down for Maddie Yeomans. Yeomans and Tan lost this morning, already a tough match, 21-18, 21-18.
They did. Yeomans was served again this morning, and again LMU is starting off on her. She's a freshman, so not as much experience here, but playing with a grad student in Tan, and so she's kind of the lead of their team and helping guide.
Good battle at the net there. Yeomans comes up with it, so we've seen a lot of blocking early as you look at Camila Tan, a senior out of San Diego. First ever beach volleyball only recruit to this program. And almost there on defense. Can she recover? Not quite. And the ball flies out of bounds. 4-2.
Huge net plays right now for LMU. Great effort there on the block and a nice recovery on defense, just out of her reach, but good effort.
Sarah Kovacs last year went 9-16, mostly in the number 5 spot, stepped all the way up to the number 2, and I noticed you see a lot of growth throughout all these rosters in terms of the players moving up in the standings, going from that 5 or 6, maybe playing, maybe not, on up into factual 2s and 3s.
That's right, and as these programs are coming down 2-3 years in, the players are getting better at beach volleyball. They're learning the game. They have great coaching, as you can see displayed here today by many Olympians out here on the court. And the players are soaking it up and really improving their game and learning beach volleyball. It's exciting to see.
Miss serve there, and referring to the coaches, Stein Metzger in his 5th season on the UCLA side, and in his 2nd season on the other side, John Mayer, both accomplished professional players themselves who have stepped into the coaching realm as an ace serve is thrown out there by Jessie Pritchard, and LMU off to a terrific beginning.
Great serving at the line there with LMU and keeping the pressure on Yeomans, and a freshman, so you know what, maybe not used to this kind of pressure, but hopefully Tan can step in and take those middle balls or maybe go on 2 to help her out.
In the 4 spot on the other court, it's all LMU as well. 6-3 over there. That ball is chipped off the edge by Yeomans. Yeomans a former middle blocker indoors, so what special challenges do you think middle blockers face out here on the beach?
Most middles don't play back row indoors, so taking out that ball control piece, a libero or DS will come in and play for them. And ball control is a very important part of the beach game, so really coming out here and getting those reps in, passing, setting, and getting that rhythm down with your partner is going to be important for her since she's not getting those touches necessarily as much indoor.
Kovacs will serve and then block. Up at the net. Oh, beautifully done. A tight cut shot. Wrist away.
Beautiful hand set there by Tan, and that ball was a nice cut there. Got a good hand on it. A little bit close there to the net, it looked like, so she didn't quite open up, but just snuck that by the blocker and to the line.
Yeomans back to serve. Highest touch on the team, and maybe some of that translating into a tough float serve.
If she's got the highest touch on the team in the sand, then I imagine indoor she's skying out of the ball.
Yeomans out of Ocean Beach, California. Mining California is what Stein Metzger is doing for this program. A little stretch, and did that one catch the line? It did not, out of bounds, and all of a sudden, just like that, we're back at 7-7 onto the second side change. Teams change sides at 7. What do you think about that being a factor today, given the weather and the orientation of the courts?
Today, it's not as windy. Oftentimes, you know, if it's a windy side, good side, bad side, that's why you're switching to have that advantage. But the sun and the wind today don't seem to be a problem.
A serve. And Yeomans and Tan have hit a rhythm. LMU coaching staff looking on, watching their team get off to good starts. 8-8 on court number 1. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Nicole Grana. Thanks for joining us for a second version of beach volleyball today on the Pac-12 networks. We saw earlier UCLA defeat Cal Poly 3-1. And it was 3-2 this morning when LMU in the start of the day faced off again with Cal Poly.
And that match came down to the wire there, so relying on that 5th pair for the victory.
Another serve long. Missed serves were a factor again this morning for UCLA as a whole.
That's right. Getting those serves in is key. You don't want to give too many of those free points to the other team, and right now LMU and UCLA on this court aren't siding out great, so if they can just keep that ball in and keep the pressure on, they could get a couple points here.
Nice defensive effort there, but a little too tight, and there is the vertical and the reach of Maddie Yeomans.
Nice high reach right over the block and just poked that with her 2 fingers right back to that corner. Can't get any closer than that. It's a nice shot.
Getting a lot of repetitions as Yeomans. She gets served a ton as most people try and go after the freshman player. That one is snuck by Jessie Pritchard.
And Pritchard getting the balls. So she's somebody who does not have a lot of beach experience, but she's getting up there and smashing it and playing well. So again, one of those players that's soaking it all up, getting better and better each year.
And at 5'9", she does get the majority of serves. John Mayer setting her ball control, and there it's on display right away. And the second time, left hand misses. Point Bruins. 11-10 in a race to 21. We've only just begun. LMU taking on UCLA women's beach volleyball.
Time for Thursday Night Baseball.
UCLA, you're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles.
Is brought to you by State Farm. Get to a better state. A look up the coastline as you head north from Santa Monica. You'll find Malibu, Ventura, and beyond. The first flight underway, LMU and UCLA. It is the second beach volleyball program of the day here on Pac-12 Networks. Kevin Barnett alongside Nicole Brana, watching LMU get off to a good start as John Mayer in his second season talks to his number 4 group, happening right now on court number 2. John Mayer still a professional player himself, actually going through a partner change right now. He and Ryan Doherty played together for the last couple of seasons, and that partnership having just broken up. So John said, I don't spend a lot of downtime with anything. He said, I feel like I'm always doing something, whether training for himself or getting things ready for his LMU Lions.
That's right. He said the same. It's a busy day, but something that he really enjoys. He loves going to the beach to train. He loves to come and coach these athletes. And, of course, he loves to be home with his family. So he's a very busy guy, but he's enjoying what he's doing, and these athletes are lucky to have him. He's a great coach, and he's an excellent player to learn from.
I was talking to him, and I put on a little Bone Thugs and Harmony for him and said, John, are you at a crossroads here? Do you have to make a choice between these two things, or are you able to continue? He said, I think I can do this for 4 or 5 more years. That was pretty ambitious.
There you go. Well, now we know. And he probably can. He takes very good care of his body, which is important. He does his usual head shave every season, which I saw today. He's got the buzz going. So then he lets it grow out throughout the season. So, he's ready to go.
Wiley lefty said, you know what, every team I've been on, I've probably been nearly cut. But he's won 2 state titles at L.A. Pierce Junior College as a player indoors, went on to win a national championship with Pepperdine, and had big success on the beach. A workhorse kind of guy who's still at it at the bright young age of 34. And his team right now hanging tough, trailing by just 2 after leading early. Tough serve there as Pritchard continues to get the majority of serves. Tan the other way. Here comes a rare opportunity for Kovac, and you see why she does not get served. Battle at the net, that one goes over and out of bounds.
A good rally back and forth, and as we saw that little small set for LMU there, she loves to get that low middle set and crank it. Mayer said, nice joust at the net there. Nice recovery and taking it low.
Tough serve, difficult swing coming as you follow the other court. Dowd and Netterend, 11-10 on Anderson and Carey. And we will go through a little side switch, a little timeout opportunity.
Get a few little tidbits there from the coaches as you're switching sides. The only time you can talk are those side switches or a timeout. They cannot yell to the players and say anything during the match.
Now, why is that? Is that something ported over from the international game where your coach is sitting in the stands?
Well, international, you have even less. You don't get any help there. So, I think it's a challenge for the players to have to think and to have to kind of figure out things on their own a little bit, and then they still have that help if they need it or in a tough situation for the timeout. But the international game, you get zilch.
Those that have been following volleyball closely here on the Pac-12 networks may remember a conversation with Matt Furbringer. And Furbringer said, as an assistant coach on the men's indoor team internationally, he cannot leave the bench. So he's cheering with his legs crossed. He's celebrating in a seated position. And when the music strikes him, doing a little chair dancing.
We'll have to watch for that next time.
A timeout on court as Yeomans and Tan have really established control of this first set in the number 2 slot. It's an interesting team. You have a grad student in Camila Tan paired with a freshman in Maddie Yeomans. Do you think the benefit goes back and forth between these two athletes? What do you think each one can get from it?
Well, I think Tan has the experience. She's played in her undergrad, and now she's here having that experience to share with the freshman. And the freshman's kind of coming in with a full energy And here we have Stein Metzger here looking on his team. He's got energy and fire this year, and he said they're hungry to win, and they are just getting better and better this year.
I love that Stein Metzger in his 5th season is still out here. He's watering the courts. He's putting up the umbrellas. He's very much coaching, but at the same time, he's an operations guy.
That's
He's got
right.
his hand in everything.
He was watering down the courts earlier, too.
We're going to wait for the staff match. Maybe we could televise one later. One of the staff matches you'd ever see. Betsy Clint on the LMU side. And on the other side, Johnson Jordan, both assistants, along with Stein Metzger and John Mayer. John said, look, I know exactly what to do with Stein. We're just going to pull on him a lot, and we're going to take that pokey away from him, and we're going to make him side out every ball. We're going to serve him every time.
I have seen a few similarities from the coaches, former players or current players, that their players are doing some similar things that they too have done in their game. I've seen the Todd Rogers little cut shot down the line today from Cal Poly, and some good pokies here from UCLA.
Remember, sets to 21, third if necessary, up to 15. Yeomans and Tan 17-15. This one will be Yeomans. Deep corner, and too deep. That one long. Loyola Marymount back within 1.
Looked a little off on the timing there. Didn't quite get her feet there, and the ball a little bit behind her head to get a good snap on it to go for that downward trajectory.
Andy Yeomans, who's seen all the serves here whenever possible in the first. A more excellent ball control on the LMU side. Short shot and well done. Rare offensive opportunity for Camila Tan. A 3-sport unicorn in high school. You don't see many 3-sport athletes, but this is the new combination. It's the newest one I've heard. Volleyball, water polo, and crew.
Wow, that is. Earlier we had a water polo volleyball too, so that's the second one. I did not know those two kind of crisscross there, but
I like it because you take the explosiveness of volleyball and combine it with the power of crew. There were some athletes came through the training center, crew athletes. I've never seen more in-shape, muscular athletes than rowers and crewers.
Absolutely.
6 service errors here in the first set for UCLA. And a real opportunity right now for Sarah Kovac and her partner, Jessie Pritchard. Serve and block. Unable to get a hold of it as Kovac, as all of a sudden they went to Camila Tan. Do you have to try the other partner here and there?
You do. You get stuck on someone if they're siding out well, so you throw a bone the other way. And in this case, she made it very well known that, you know what, you want to serve me, I'll side out on the first try.
There's Pritchard. Skips it off the tape using the equipment and keeping it within 1. But running out of time is LMU. They're going to need a point right now. Who would you serve this time?
I would probably go back to Yeomans because that's how they've been successful. They're just a point down right now. So Tan just smashed the ball. I'd throw it back to her partner.
There it goes, Yeomans with the pass and the approach. Pokey over the top, perfectly placed by the experienced beach athlete. Mentioned she played club volleyball indoors for Coast Volleyball Club. She also played for 692 West on the beach as they are at set point. And another knuckle sandwich over the top. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And Coach John Mayer said that Pritchard has a Misty May quality to her. She's very smooth on the court, she's in control, has great ball control, and her mental game is on point. She does not get weary kind of the ups and downs. She's a steady player, and that's been good for this partnership.
They need this one right here. Another set point for UCLA. Skipping it off the tape once again, and a little more defense for the Bruins. Yeoman's presence at the net. Cut shot, and we are tied.
Very smart play right there. Got the block, got the cover, quickly get that out on 2 and find the open area. Very smart by LMU to take advantage of that.
So Loyola Marymount is hung tough in this first set, and now we'll have a timeout with UCLA facing 20-20 in set number 1. This is at the number 2 spot. Number 2 and number 4 in action right now here at Sunset Canyon Recreation Center. Pac-12 Conference is going to hold a championship once again this year. Will happen in Arizona. Teams competing for the opportunity to take the national stage. Top beach athletes from all over the Pac-12 will join in what has become the fastest growing sport in NCAA history. April 27th to the 28th out in the desert. The team championship for the Pac-12 beach volleyball scene. LMU is on a 5-1 run to tie us at 20 here in the first set. Kevin Barnett alongside Nicole Brenna. Watching Sarah Kovac and Jessie Pritchard. Kovac 11, the blocker. 20, Pritchard, the defender. Come back with a run at just the right moment. At the number 2 spot against Yeomans and Tan.
Coming out of this timeout, LMU has got to get a tough serve in the court, and the key there is in. UCLA called this timeout to kind of, stop the momentum, take a little breather, and hopefully hoping that the server will change their serve up.
You said in, and that one was out.
She didn't hear me.
You have to speak louder, Nicole Branna.
Got to keep that ball in, especially at 20. I'll keep the pressure on UCLA and make them force
Set point number 3 on this court. On the other court, UCLA has also established some control. It's 19-16 for Anderson and Carey. And looking for more as that rally continues. Here we have a set point, and the worst situation for the Lions yet. That ball will be played up. Over the top, and that'll do it. So they gave up a run towards the end of that first set, but Yeomans and Tan stay steady and get the victory in the first, 22-20. Let's throw it back over to the other court as this first flight is in its waning moments. Already 1-0 for UCLA. In terms of points taken, Anderson and Carey looking at their second set point opportunity here in the first to make it 1-0 on their court. Remember, it's best 2 of 3 inside these matchups, and it's best 3 of 5 in terms of total matches counted for the overall victory. Float serve into the tape, that'll do it. Serving in, Nicole Brenna on both courts, a factor for the Lions.
You heard it here live. That is important. Just getting that ball, as my coach Liz Massakayan used to say, a helicopter can land on this court. You can certainly serve the ball in.
Maybe a picnic bump towards the end next time. There's the maintenance man. He was out early. Guy looks familiar, but in a hat and sunglasses. Who is that masked man?
Friday, first at 5, the Beaver Dam head.
And you're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles.
The Battle of Los Angeles continues at UCLA. The LMU Lions gave a good run at the start of each of the first 2 matchups, unable to come out with the victory. A look at both courts, 1 and 2. Play continuing, getting underway in both sets. Let's go now over to court 2 and give you some action at the number 4 spot. Emma Dowd and Veronica Netterin for LMU against Jordan Anderson and Izzy Carey of UCLA. 21-17 in the first for UCLA. And Jordan Anderson has been on an absolute tear, as we mentioned at the start. She is now 16-1 individually, and this pair is 10-1 together on the season.
Not too shabby. She's a strong player. She's a monster at the net. She crushes the jump serve. She crushes her attack. She's a great all-around player.
Well, and this is kind of team bombs away when you put these two together, Izzy Carey and Jordan Anderson. One going 6 foot, the other one 5'11", Izzy Carey there, the sophomore. And they hit more than they tip in a lot of cases.
That's right, and Izzy was a blocker before, but she's made that transition to defender, and she's doing an excellent job. It takes time to make those changes, and she's really stepped into the role well.
Played with Lee Zappia last year, did Izzy Carey, going 21-12. And a very nice record as Veronica Netterin will serve, number 4 in blue, and she will come up and block. Matchup there with Anderson, and Jordan Anderson wrist away. Just wide, but that is her bread and butter, indoors or out, that hard wrist away.
The hard deep corner cut, or crank away. She's got a lot of power from what I've seen today.
Transfer from West Virginia for the indoor team 2 years ago. Good run for Mike Seeley. And you said Bruin women over on 2. Well done, Izzy Carey.
Always nice when you're getting served every ball. For your partner to take a little pressure off with an on-two, something like that to help you and give you a little break.
Anderson serve and block. A little bit of trouble for LMU, but another knuckle sandwich delivered.
Carey tried to read that one a little bit short, so it caught her off guard and just couldn't make that step in enough time to get that ball up.
So we get our first look at Emma Dowd out of Alameda. Freshman, mentioned the youth of this team. A serve right down the middle. Dowd, first beach volleyball only recruit, delivers here.
The old middle serve. I always say, if you don't know anything about a team, start on that middle, see who takes it, and see if you can get a couple points off of the players. And go from there.
Line shot is good. UCLA with the side out. Izzy Carey, who spent a lot of time getting served in the first matchup of the day.
And handles the second one at her with no problem. She can side out well, smashing it, or she has a great hand on her shot. It's a high, nice elbow and finish to the line.
Anderson Carey came out with a 21-14 win against Cal Poly in set number 1, then struggled in set 2, losing 21-19, and then came back and dominated the third. What's taken them up and down?
Well, they are a newer team, as we said. Izzy Carey played with Elise Zappia last year, so, you know, a new team, you got to work some of those things out. You're going to have ups and downs, and it's about how you respond, and they came out that third set and really dominated, so they recovered well.
Respond with some heat right there. As a lot of offense continues to go through Izzy Carey.
Nice approach, keeping that ball in front and just able to get heat behind it and put it away.
6 inches added to her vertical for this year. That is a monster gain. If you don't know about trying to put on vertical, that is a huge gain, a lot of work done. It's 5-4 here on court 2. Let's check in with court 1. Court 1 right now 5-5. That one was close throughout. Pritchard and Kovac stayed close to Yeomans and Tan throughout the early goings and had that 5-1 run to tie it at 20. Back to action here on court 2. Roll shot, picked up, and then hit out. Boy, what's the mistake there on that play?
Well, it was a great up on defense. Got out quick, but just didn't get her feet quite there on the set. The set wasn't perfect, but you got to make that step inside and adjust to keep it in front of you and keep that ball in play when you make a great effort like that.
Blocking signals being given by the defender, in this case, Carey, to her partner. And a pull, unable to get to the short shot. Jordan Anderson.
Anderson's been struggling a little bit today with pulling off the net and making that dig. So the key when pulling is to make sure you're stopped on D so you can react, go forward, or if it goes over your head, take a step and take that ball low, play it up.
Carey comes right back with a cut shot. A lot of a significant experience for Carey with USAV underage programs, U17, U19.
That's right. Indoor, she was a setter. She's got great hand setting here today, and she has great range with her smashes or her cuts. She uses the whole court very well. You can see where the defender is.
And another miss wide left for the Lions. Veronica Netteran missing that one. Maybe the key not to let the momentum go away from your side. A couple of missed opportunities for the Lions, but still only down by 1. Anderson at the net, awaiting the block. She pulls, and again the ball goes short.
Tried to just make that a little bit too short and didn't quite clear the net.
Netteran for LMU, number 4 in blue. Actually recruited to play indoors, left that team permanently, but decided she liked LMU so much that she was going to stay at the school anyway. And head coach John Mayer went over and talked to her and got her to play a little beach volleyball. And now it's kind of come full circle for number 4 with the coaching change. Tom Black going to Georgia. New head coach Aaron Mansfield has actually invited Netteran in for a tryout. She may find herself playing indoors and beach, but in the reverse order this time.
And they would be lucky to have her. Nice little back set here, mixing it up, and just a nice shot down. Wow, in that corner, that's hard to do. That was an excellent shot.
So here comes Netteran. John says is well liked on this team, just a terrific person. A terrific short serve there. Short, And both teams starting to play the short game.
Little fadeaway shot there by Izzy Carey.
What's the key to hitting this shot well?
A good hand. Getting you still have to go in strong like you're going to crush it, but then a good hand on the ball, and you can hear that sound of the ball just kind of pop right off the hand. I'll teach you later.
Lot to work on. Serve down the middle, but just out of bounds. Missed by Jordan Anderson. Anderson dynamic indoors. You can see that flashes of it out here because no one wants to serve her, so you never get a chance to look at Jordan Anderson, number 20, hitting the ball. She's actually headed to the University of Washington next year, so she'll have gone to West Virginia, UCLA, then UW. She will actually have 1 year left. Could play some beach volleyball up there. Paging Jonathan Winder, beach volleyball coach up there at UW in Seattle. A little frustration there from the fiery Jordan Anderson. Our cameraman.
Nice hustle there on the
his
play.
own quick feet.
Dodging balls and players.
9-9. First set went to Anderson and Carey, 21-17. Action on the other court, it's actually 10-10. Again, a close match on the other side. So LMU continuing to hang tough, despite the season record definitely being in the favor of UCLA, who is 18-3. Loyola Marymount coming in at 9-8. Pardon me, 8-8. And an ace serve dished out there by Izzy Carey.
And usually Veronica is passing and setting quite well, so she's struggling a little bit with that pass. It's kind of catching her high. I would say take a step back if it's catching you high so you can get your feet under it and keep that ball in front of you.
And after an ace, an error. So an opportunity for LMU to take a breather, and we will do the same. UCLA leads by 1.
Man, I'm really craving a Dr. Pepper.
Anytime, anywhere.
An unbeatable atmosphere for women's college beach volleyball. Wonderful afternoon in LA, one of the nicest days we've had in the spring, and perfect opportunity to watch LMU and UCLA face off here at Sunset Canyon. Kevin Barnett alongside Nicole Branna. We watched a couple of tight first sets. The second are delivering much the same. As on both courts, the score within a couple of points. Back to action now on court 2, where Emma Dowd and Veronica Netterind of LMU are doing battle with Jordan Anderson and Izzy Carey on your screen now, clad in the Bruin blue. The light blue to the dark blue on the other side for LMU. Update on both courts that are happening currently. 12-12 on the other side. UCLA, you see that extra time for Yeomans and Tans to win the first, and the second remains a close contest. What about the shadows here, Nicole Branna, as they start to creep over the courts? How difficult is it? You hear about it so often in baseball and pitching late in the day. How difficult is it to track and play when the court is similarly covered?
It can be tricky. As you can see here, it's a little bit spotted, so there are some sunny patches, some shady ones. So especially when you're wearing sunglasses, you want to figure out, do I want them on, do I want them off? Or maybe one side you have them, the other you don't, but you have to let your eyes have a little time to adjust. So it can be a factor, and you can have that ball right in the sun where you can't even see the ball when you're passing. So
what did you prefer this time of day? Would you go sunglasses and keep them on? Because I noticed some players keep them till it's almost dark.
It's good to have a pair with a lighter lens, and that's what I would use, kind of a light brown lens. That way it still blocks the sun, but it's not too dark in the shade.
Plus you can display another model for your sponsor. Good move, Nicole Branna.
That's right.
Anderson and Carey, 1 point lead. Service errors have been a factor. 3-2, UCLA hitting out.
Another wide hit there by Anderson. She's got that angle power there, but it just keeps going wide.
Out and we are tied. Netterind will go and do the blocking duties once again, continuing now to work on Anderson. Passing the problem. Roll shot, easy.
Trying to mix it up, take away that power angle hit that she's missed a few times and throwing in that little over-the-line roll shot. The blocker, sometimes you can come down and play that. It is hard to do, but come down quickly and play it low.
Side change coming. Dowd and Netherend have lost 3 straight sets. Lost this morning to Savannah Neiman and Anna Gorman at the number 4 spot, 16 and 18. In facing Cal Poly, now they lost the first 21-17 to Anderson and Carey of UCLA. And John Mayer citing passing as critical for this group. It's critical for everyone, obviously, but for this group, he said they live and die by how well it's going.
That's right, and that is a key to the game. So if you're not passing well and you're not able to side out, and as we saw, many serving errors here, so those are 2 important factors that you got to at least have one of them going.
If your opponent's going to serve out, that makes your passing problems go away. Good pass here. Netherend, she gets a hold of it, cross body, and that one is wide.
I liked how she came in here with great power, but just over-rotated a little bit too much on that line, and it went wide.
Oh, served down the line this time. A bit tighter pass. Netherend cut shot, easily read. Both defenders doing a nice job. Transition Dowd. Pokey, and there's plenty of court. Wide open for Veronica Netherend. Now, John Mayer also said this group, Dowd and Netherend, are best buddies on and off the court, that they have that kind of relationship. Is that something you had in your partnerships, or maybe ebbed and flowed between different people?
Yeah, ebbed and flowed between different people, but I think for the most part, you spend so much time together, but you want to also have that balance where in case you don't play together again, you can still be friends, or whatever it is. But it's nice to have. It's also important, if you're good friends, to make sure that you have a friendship where you can push that other person still in a game. If you need a little fire, you can say something and you're not going to take it personally.
Friendship and trust, perhaps, as you look at the score on court 1. It is 16-all, another tight set happening in this first flight between Loyola Marymount and UCLA. Nice heat from Izzy Carey.
The hammer from Izzy, that was an awesome play. Great dig and beautiful transition set for her just to crush and put away angle. Wow, beautiful.
Steinmetzger fired up about the overall physical strength gained in this last season by Izzy Carey, their number 30 in blue and blue.
I'd say a 6-inch increase in verticals. Not too shabby.
Yeah, whoever she trained with over the summer.
I want some of that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Timeout on court 2. Let's take a look in on court 1, where it's 18-16 now. Loyola Marymount with the advantage. Sarah Kovach is going to serve and then come up to block, number 11. Remember that first set, LMU made a 5-1 run to tie it at 20, lost the next 2 points. In a position here to make a break. Pull, no block, nice dig. Opportunity with nobody up, converted. 3-point advantage, Lions.
That was a strong play. Nice overhand dig on that pull and just put it away. And Coach Mayer did say that this is the team that they do count on for a point when they have a duel.
With both sets coming to a close, we will stay with both. With an opportunity to watch what's happening down the stretch as the number 2 and the number 4 pairs finish up flight number 1, perhaps, if UCLA can come out with a victory. Otherwise, we'll go to a third set if needed. Roll shot over the top is good for Yeomans. On the other side, UCLA will control the ball. Leading by 2, trailing by 2. UCLA's story right now. Jordan Anderson serves long. So service errors in the service game on both courts as an ace is served up on the other side by Camila Tan. Serve and receive, it's a simple game sometimes.
But at least we're going in the right direction. We're going from errors up to aces, so we're improving in that area.
19-16. Dowd and Netherend trailing by 3. Serve down the middle, tough one. Handled by Carey. Netherend full approach and did not get over the top of that one. Out of bounds. That will take us to a set point, match point situation for Anderson and Carey. Anderson and Carey looking for their second victory on the day. Swing for it. Wrist away and done. Straight sets victory for Jordan Anderson and Izzy Carey. 17 and 16, and point number 1 up on the big board in terms of the best of 5 for UCLA versus LMU as a team. Jordan Anderson will run her own personal record to 17 and 1 on the season. What a special number that is, and this partnership is now 11 and 1. With that one in the books, go back to court 1. Well, Marymount had the advantage over here and now face a tough situation given a free ball to the Bruins. Up on top of the tape, terminated by Camila Tan. 19 all.
And this is the point last set where they kind of gave up that, misserve there, gave it to UCLA, but they had the momentum. So right now they need this is a big side out for LMU.
Jump serve coming. And a bad pass. Again, UCLA with the service pressure. Nice bump set. Perfectly placed cut shot. UCLA, set point, match point, looking for the 2-0 advantage coming out of flight 1. Yeomans and Tan looking to go 1-1 on the day. Camila Tan says, I love being present on every play in beach volleyball. She's present here with a tough jumper and an ace to win it. 21-19.
Beautiful serve. That was an awesome serve at the end of the game.
Making 2 late breaks at the end of each set. Maddie Yeomans and Camila Tan, 22-20 and 21-19. UCLA up 2-0. When we come back to Sunset Canyon, we had an opportunity to catch up earlier with Stein Metzger, head coach of UCLA. Learn more about that program.
It is Go 12 Network.
Hashtag college life here in Westwood. Students enjoying the afternoon. A little beach volleyball as the Bruins are up 2-0 on LMU after the first flight is in the books. Nice performance by the 2 and 4 of UCLA. Yeomans and Tan, late set magic comes through. Anderson and Carey a bit more dominant in their effort. Between matches this morning after the Cal Poly before the LMU, we had a chance to catch up and talk with Stein Metzger, head coach of the Bruin women. Stein, this is a great opportunity for you to rejoin your alma mater. What was the hiring process like for you to get this job?
It was really good luck, right place, right time. I happened to be back in California. I ran into Mike Seeley. We played together here, and there was a volunteer position open for the indoor team. And so I said, yeah, it sounds like fun, something I'd like to try. Fell in love with it. And then we thought, hey, let's start a beach team. We started slow, and it was first year. It was like we just grabbed the indoor team and slapped together a schedule of eight games and tried it, and everyone loved it, and administration loved it, and we said let's do this thing. So here we are today, 5 years later.
It's a growing sport. You guys have your own facility now. Before you were practicing 6 in the morning down at Santa Monica Beach. Tell us about that process of getting down, getting back, getting the athletes used to that schedule.
Yeah, well, in LA, you got to work around the traffic, right? So we had to get up early and we'd head down there, and we couldn't ask them to do that 5 days a week with school and everything. So we were going down there 2 to 3 times a week and not really getting all the training in that we could. So year 2, when we were able to build this facility, we were able to really kind of push down on the gas and get a lot more training done. And that's when we really started to convert to a team where people were understanding how to play the beach game, which, as you guys know, is very different than the indoor game.
I don't know if Kevin agrees with that, but
It's a discussion for another time.
that's right, another show. You guys are ranked number 3 and having a great season so far. So over the years, what have you noticed has really changed and been improving with your team?
Well, quite a lot of things. One thing we could point to is our fall season, the off season. I think we're getting a really good opportunity to train with beach-only players. We've grown that every year. We now have had 3 recruiting classes come through, so we have a nice pool of beach-only players who can train all fall long. So we have like 7 weeks where we're just going every day, and that's making a huge difference. And when the indoor group joins us in January, they're like, oh, this is how it's done. And so that's been a big boost for our ability to play the game at a high level.
That's great. Taking ownership of the team and having everyone buy in, that's awesome.
Yeah. What's your understanding of the players' knowledge regarding your playing career?
They're pretty savvy on the internet, so I don't know if they looked up. They usually try to look up like some of those gag videos that we've done on the AVP, and then they want to heckle me with it. That's about it.
Maybe Mike Lambert singing a song next to you.
Yeah.
Here's a look at you back in the day.
Goodness.
You had an exceptional career both here at UCLA and then professionally. What did you like about both aspects of the game, indoor and then beach?
Well, indoor, obviously, there's the team concept, which was extremely enjoyable, and we had a great time here. I had a bunch of great athletes to set. I set while I was here, and we had like Jeff Nygaard and Tom Stillwell and Paul Neapoli, all these great hitters. So it made my life easy, and that was really fun. On the beach, what was nice about the beach is obviously you're traveling around the world to the best locations. You have a lot of ownership over your own team. It's just you and your partner. There are no substitutions. It's on you, and so I really enjoyed that aspect of the beach game. I think the beauty of the collegiate game is that you combine the two. You have the team aspect, and you got to be super tough and resilient on the court because you're not coming out of the game. It's like if you sprain an ankle, it's nobody's subbing out. You just got to make it happen.
What's the difference this year? You guys had a great season last year, and you're off to a good start, but it seems like more depth, a different level here than I've seen. So what's been the difference for you?
We're starting to get more blockers, so you'll notice that we're playing a more traditional style with a blocker defender on a lot of our teams. Last year, it was a lot of smoke and mirrors. We had a lot of defenders, and that's in the recruiting process. That's just where we were. So we did a lot of pulling. I mean, I think our identity was setting last year. We're like, this is what we can do well every day. This year, we're able to play a more traditional defense. We have a blocker at the net, so we don't get overpowered by the traditional 3, the Pepperdines, the SCs, and the Florida States who've been recruiting through this whole process and have a bunch of big, powerful people. So that's been a big change for us.
Thanks, Stein. We look forward to following you guys through the Pac-12 championships and then into the national scene perhaps again this year.
Hopefully. Yeah, thank you very much.
UCLA has won 18 straight duels. Balance, the key to any life, and success on the court. Second flight starts next.
Man, I'm really...
Local dealer at TirePros.com.
Women's collegiate beach volleyball from the gorgeous Sunset Canyon Beach Volleyball courts here on the Pac-12 networks. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Nicole Brenna. UCLA up 2-0 on LMU, but it was not easy in the first flight. Close sets throughout, although UCLA with a double sweep. Now we move on to flight 2 and the number 1 slot. The McNamara twins, who you just saw there, Nicole and Meghan at the number 1 spot. They will face off in probably the most interesting matchup of the day with Sara Sponson and Savannah Slattery. That will happen on court 1. On court 2, Brittany Estes and Kikai Whitford will face off with Tori Van Winden and Elise Zappia. We will start on court 1 with the number 1. And some of the best players in collegiate beach volleyball, and in some cases, Sara Sponson of LMU, maybe one of the best players in the entire United States.
That's right, and she is in that conversation with 2 of the best college players, Sarah Hughes and Kelly Clays, and Sara Sponson is making that conversation. So she is a fabulous all-around player. She has a lot of experience. Also played with Betsy Flint in the pairs tournament, which is now her coach a couple years ago.
And we're underway with an ace to start. That is the signature. You heard Nicole Brenna talk about it at the open to this show. The service pressure from the McNamara twins. Nicole, the lefty, number 13. She'll play on the right side, and now she's serving from the left. Already one ace, looking for a second. Another tough serve. And over the top, easily this time, goes Savannah Slattery, who is a freshman out of Notre Dame High School. Another one of these players with national team experience, junior national teams. Her partner, Sara Sponson, will go back to serve in a jump serve of her own. Right-handed swing, and you know that that's Meghan Mcnamara, number 31.
You know, hard to tell them apart. Hard to play identical twins. You never know if they switch sides of the court. Probably not memorizing all the numbers.
Or they switch parents, you never know. Just saw the parent trap this week. Another jump serve and more passing trouble. Oh, back set, beautiful.
Wow, that was impressive. Just nice hand set, nice and juicy back there. Crank that right down the middle. Wow, this team is off to a good side-out start.
That's Sara Sponson, third season of beach action. She's a scholarship athlete indoors, pretty much carries the offense. Here playing some defense. Can she run it down? She cannot. Shot over the top is good for Nicole McNamara.
And usually Coach Mayer said that Savannah Slattery gets served. So right now the McNamaras are starting off on a Sponsel.
McNamara's just got me. That was Meghan with the shot over, the right-hander. Oh, soft cut shot. That had some touch on it from Slattery. Slattery's been getting pretty much every serve this year, said John Mayer. Everyone's staying away from Sara Sponson, who's so dominant indoors. Offensively can do the same out. Serve down the middle, a little bit of McNamara's own medicine. But they salvage and come back with an excellent swing at the net. It's 4-3 on court number 1. On the other side, Tori Van Winden and Elise Zappi are off to a hot start, 6-1 against Estes and Whitford. Interestingly enough, number 6 in blue, Sara Sponson. She won the Four Nations U21 tournament in Australia this past summer, placed 4th at the U21 World Championships, the number 1 spot for a U.S. team. And her partner in action on court number 2 right now for UCLA, Tori Van Winden.
They make a very dynamic and powerful team.
(4-4), set 1. Jump float, swing off the tape. Slattery. More soft touch from Slattery. Beautifully done.
Beautiful hands. I'd love to hit that ball, wouldn't you? Beautiful hand set, perfect location. Sponsel just coming in strong and just at the end of that changed it to a nice soft cut shot.
Savannah Slattery out of Malibu. John Mayer said she's willing to take on pretty much any challenge, and that's kind of what it is freshman year when you're playing in the Pac-12 in the sport of volleyball. 5-all, more jump service coming. Straight kill from Savannah Slattery. In reception, what did you have more trouble with, jump serve or float serve?
For me, the float serve. It was a little bit harder. It moves around a little more. I feel the top spin, unless someone's getting a good hand on it to hit those sidelines, it was an easier serve for me to kind of handle. But it just, you know, if you get a little side spin on it, that can just shank right off your arms.
6-6 on court number 1. You saw a moment ago, court 2 has been all UCLA thus far, and there was a timeout by LMU just called. But this is the match to watch. Right here, the number 1s taking on each other. Bruins already up 2-0. That ball passed too tight to the net, unable to dig it out with Sara Sponson. Point McNamara's.
Just got to keep that ball a little bit more up and off the net to get a good set for that.
Just
Beautiful.
as Nicole Branna said, there it is, and the result is an LMU point.
And that's something, you know, when you're playing indoor, you kind of shove that ball more to the net, to the setter. On the beach, you need kind of that space. Keep that triangle. If you can, you know, a triangle on the court with your partner, keep it close and off the net so you can come in with a strong approach and have room for the set.
How long did it take you to make that adjustment as a player coming when you went from indoor to beach?
It's reps. It's reps and it's time. You got to put the work in and just get that touch because it is different, and the ball's different too. So get a good platform and just the reps. I think like with anything.
Roll shot is good, Meghan Mcnamara. Nicole will step back to serve. Down the line, boy, it is almost like an indoor reception playing against the McNamara twins, who play terrific defense. Sponsel, yes. And salvage. Can Sponsel get another one? She cannot. Communication mid-swing by the McNamaras.
I think we'll be seeing a lot of these rallies in this matchup today, but the McNamaras have excellent cut shots. They really get that right down to the wire, and very hard to get up on D, but Sponsel was close.
Another tough serve popped up and put away. Service setting the tone once again for UCLA. It's interesting coaching athletes like this. A lot of fun, Steinmetzger said. He remembers being a player, and he said to Canyon Seaman during his playing days, anything will be a downgrade after traveling the world, playing beach volleyball as a job. But he said this has gotten close. At first he was all about the volleyball, but he said now it's so special to be a part of these young women's lives and affect them not only on the court but also off. He takes great joy and pride in the program and the people in it.
That's right, and you're not only teaching them volleyball, but also your life experiences. They can ask him about his career and different situations he's been able to share with them, and just growing as a player and a person here. And, look at the surroundings. Very fortunate. Nice to see him giving back.
And he also said he loves the team aspect, which is what he said when we talked to him earlier. If you saw that interview between the two flights here, he said it's brought a whole new aspect to what's happening, and it's really enjoyable to watch the other athletes sit around and cheer for one another along the end line right now. Blue-clad Bruins here in our beautiful venue inside Sunset Canyon Recreation Center. A good combination between Sunset Canyon, the folks that run that, and the university to put these courts together. It could be an expanding proposition, other courts planned, expansion for this sport planned. In fact, UCLA showing huge support for the growing effort with collegiate women's beach volleyball. I think back on the team aspect to Glendale, Arizona, and USA versus Brazil. That's one that always gets pointed out internationally.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a part of that one, and it was, you know what? You're not necessarily just competitors against the other Americans, but you're one whole team, and it's a lot of fun.
The McNamara twins up by 5. Efficient volleyball being played on court 1.
Time for Thursday Night Baseball. Stand.
Pac-12 Beach Volleyball is brought to you by State Farm. Get to a better state. Santa Monica Pier, put it on your list if you're going to visit the LA area. Visiting LA, at least the northern part of LA for LMU, has not been good so far. UCLA leading 2-0. As we look at 2 matches underway here in flight number 2, Kevin Barnett alongside Nicole Branna. We've been on court 1, over on court 2. A dominant performance thus far turned in by Van Winden and Zappia. 17-4, currently on court 2. We will get you back to court 1 in a moment. But Estes and Whitford having their struggles. And a score like this, even if you haven't been watching it, Nicole, what does it tell you about what's happening?
It tells me that they're not sighting out well. They're not playing well. UCLA is handling this match easily, and if I'm LMU, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to start trying some different things of what can maybe help get us the momentum back going into that next game after this one.
Off a missed swing, Tori Van Winden sheds the glasses. Talked about that earlier. Nicole Branna saying maybe go to a lighter shade. May not have that in the bag for Tori Van Winden. And LMU with a couple of quick points. Brittany Estes at the line. Estes, number 2, former A-Sun Player of the Year, Atlantic Sun, down there at Lipscomb University, playing for Brandon Rosenthal. A couple of berths into the NCAA tournament. She will do the blocking. And that one goes right past her and off her partner, Kikai Whitford. So 18-6. Solid control for Tori Van Winden and Elise Zappia. That one poked high over the top. Zappia can't quite get there. This is a junior freshman partnership. Van Winden, a highly decorated indoor star with beach volleyball chops. I mentioned her partnership with Sponsel.
And Sponsel and Van Winden teamed up for the bronze medal game at the under-21s against the McNamaras. Now, the McNamaras ended up winning the bronze medal, but this pair for the U.S. finished the top U.S. team and show a very promising future.
If you don't know, the McNamara twins are from Vancouver, representing Canada, who has been doing a really nice job with their volleyball programs as of late. Canadian men making an appearance in the Olympic Games, and actually defeating Team USA in match number 1. And their beach team's having huge success over the last 3 seasons as well. Mostly on the women's side, but also on the men's. 20-7, set point number 1. Defense, Van Winden, bump set. And the poke is good. No one there. 21-7. Set number 1, all UCLA. Do you run any risk of dominating a set like that much? Do you run a risk of a letdown in set 2?
It can happen. I think, for right now, LMU needs to come back and just forget about that game. Worry about their side. They need to get consistent with their siding out and figuring out a way to get some opportunities to score.
Opportunities to score and converting them is the specialty of the McNamara twins. They are once again showing that. 18-11, they have pulled away from Sponson and Slattery. Both players at 5'9", doing the split block situation. You'll just see them alternate. That's the advantage.
Have a different look, and you know what? Neither one of them is taller. So right now, if they both can block and play defense well, then that works for them. Some players start off that way, and in crunch time, one of them will run to the net, one of them will stay back and play D.
That one hit off the block, and another point. Nicole McNamara, number 13, scores it. 2 points away from a set 1 victory. Notice their point scoring in transition. They do not give other teams many opportunities to get the ball again.
They are relentless on defense. They are both, when they're back there, flying around the court, digging balls up, never giving up. And their transition setting is on point, which is key. You need a good set to put that ball away after you've just run it down.
The serve. Megan actually says her hobbies include traveling. If you play international beach volleyball, it's good to have that as your hobby. Right-handed swing and a 31. Meghan Mcnamara, another kill. It's 20-12.
Just what we talked about. Power, coming in strong, and just crushing it. I've seen her come in strong like that and do a cut shot too, so they have many tools in their box.
Set point. Second missed serve. Still going for it from the line. I like the 13-31 combination. The FIVB makes you wear 1 or 2 for everybody. I love the fact that players get to pick their own number.
Yeah, it would be nice too. I don't know why they do that, but give it some personality.
It's been said many times about the FIVB. I don't know why they do that. Set point. Heat, Doug. Sponsel in transition. No good. And that'll do it in the first set. 21-13. The McNamaras turn it on in the latter half of set number 1 and cruise to victory. Best 3 of 5. Bruins already up 2-0, and in flight number 2, they lead 1-0 on each court.
Man,
Los Angeles.
Flight 2, set 2 about to get underway, and the Bruins lead already 2-0. Welcome back to Women's Beach Volleyball here on the Pac-12 Networks. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Nicole Branna as we look again at both matches already underway on court 2. Estes and Whitford off to a better start here. They now trail by 1 to Van Winden and Zappia. On the other side, McNamara's versus Sponsel and Slattery will get started in just a couple of minutes. Remember, with UCLA already up 2-0 via victories in straight sets in the first flight, should this particular match end in this second set, UCLA would be victorious in the duel. Another bad pass here. LMU scrambling. Free ball opportunity, no. Ball just playing out of bounds.
Got to keep that ball in the court. That drives me nuts. But those out free balls are just missed opportunities and unforced errors that just don't need to happen.
UCLA continues to work on Whitford. But Diaz indoors does not get a good set that time from her partner. And the ball is out, 6-3. And this may be a situation where there can be some learning going on. John Mayer saying this has been a lot of discussions with this team, Estes and Whitford, about being present in the moment, not worrying about the last play. Skipped off the tape and everything going the Bruins' way.
You know, if you dwell too much on one play and just kind of unravel from there, it's very hard to recover. So really kind of managing those ups and downs and being consistent mentally is an important key as well.
Again on Whitford. Thrown back for the moment and then put into the deep corner. It's a team that's had a couple of quality wins recently versus CSUN in the number 3 spot. They won a close one, 17-15 in the third. They played at the number 2 spot earlier against Cal Poly. Tough match, 18-19 they lost, but a well-played match.
Yeah, Coach Mayer said when they're on, and they are a very good team. It's just working out that kind of mental piece there with the errors.
And the 3 slot has kind of been their sweet spot. They've been 2-2 at that slot. Transition opportunity coming. Off the tape once again, and we'll see Estes get a swing. Former opposite, learning the beach game and missing it that time, but just barely. John saying she has made sacrifices and taken a risk to come here and play. Brittany Estes, who pops the sunglasses up.
A player with lots of fire and energy, he said too, which they could use some of that right now, even if you need to fake it.
You need to talk to Dane Blanton Industries for the fake fire.
That's right.
For those that follow volleyball close enough.
Hold on, I have some.
Over in the other court, it is a 4-2 start for Loyola Marymount, Slattery and Sponsel. They also trail 1-0, as do their teammates, who are down 1-0 and 10-4 now here quickly in set number 2. Whitford roll shot good on the pulling Van Winden.
Didn't quite get stopped on that pull. Van Winden pulled off the net, but kind of kept going and just watched the ball hit the line. Really got to be stopped, follow that ball, and make a good move. Nice hit down the line.
Out of Florida. And Van Winden does not get served, does not there. Generally, teams stay away from her. A little inside slide, and it does catch the back line. Waiting for the confirmation was Estes.
They can use that shot right now to get a little fire back. I saw them celebrate a little bit because that's a great shot, just catching that last half of the end line. Use that and take advantage of it.
Short serve, bad pass, opportunity Lions. Opportunity taken away. Putting a little heat on it was Elise Zappia.
And Elise Zappia is the diesel engine of this team. She is flying all over the court. You can always count on her, and she is a very consistent player. I mean, it's very rare that people score on her.
Steinmetzger saying if you're in a deuce situation facing Elise Zappia, you're not going to come out on top very often. Just a pressure player. Zappia again hits her way out of a bad situation. Continuing to score effectively are the Bruins. Just missed as that court is almost completely covered, minus the left front position where Loyola Marymount is currently on the left side of the court in shade. Just a little bit of sun remains here in Sunset Canyon. Nobody up. Ball out of bounds.
A little bit off on the timing there. That ball got behind her head, so she couldn't get a good snap on it. When you're coming in, you got to just, the timing is so important. If your set's a little off, you got to wait a minute so you can make a step, get an adjustment, keep that ball in front of you, and get on top of it.
Another tough serve put on Zappia. She'll go for the over on 2. Whitford is there. And a soft touch off the knuckles, off the tape, out of bounds. Just when you thought there was life, UCLA picks up a break. They lead 13-8 in the second set.
Football coach at UCLA, and you're watching Pac-12 LA.
Duel number 2 for the UCLA Bruins continues here inside Sunset Canyon. They lead 2-0 over LMU, having taken the first flight in straight sets. Second set underway in both of our matchups in flight number 2. It is the number 1s and the number 3s. We're back over on court 2, which is a little bit ahead of court 1. This is the number 3 matchup. And this will determine if it continues the way it has in this first set, a 3-0 UCLA victory in the duel. Tori Van Winden, her cousin Micah Ma'a, plays for the men's team, was actually here earlier supporting the women's beach team. They are about to face off with Hawaii coming up on Pac-12 networks on Friday night. They have a couple of matches to finish the regular season, and they will be on to the MPSF tournament. Tori Van Winden in the midst of the Pac-12 beach season right now in her freshman year. As that one is missed into the tape by Whitford.
And earlier today against Cal Poly, we talked about Zappia and Carey. Made a very good team last year, had a good record, and they're split up this year. But after watching today, Zappia and Carey with their new partnerships have really created some special teams here. They're both playing well. And so now they have, instead of one strong team, they've gained another one by splitting them up. And it's nice to see them working well with other people.
And I asked Stein Metzger about how you determine the partnerships. He said we ask everyone to list their top 3 partners, and we kind of go with that as a basis. He said that's been mucked up this year by injuries and missing players. Anna Muno, who played exceptionally well last year for them, out for the year with turf toe. She will not participate in beach volleyball this season, so that was a big loss. And a couple of other injuries. Now have 5 freshmen starting for Stein Metzger in his 5th year.
And they're still ranked number 3.
And they've picked off a bunch of good teams. Picked off Florida State, who last year took them out in the semifinal, the national title. First ever NCAA championship, as that ball is shot over and misplayed. 17-10 now the lead. Van Winden will step back to serve.
Nice little hustle play there with some kind of wacky touches, but nice hustle by Van Winden to keep that ball in play.
That pass on top of the net. Van Winden picks it off with ease, 18-10. And we can take a look at UCLA. We've talked about their record this season. Their only 2 losses came on the same day. Pepperdine 3-2, USC 3-2 to the number 1 team in the nation. They have played some tremendous volleyball.
And since then, on a roll, 18 dual win streak.
Looking to push that to 19. Could do it in a few points on this court. Zappia sets Van Winden, who easily puts it over the top of Estes. And we're at 19 now. At least Zappia good in whatever pairing she's put in. Interesting that she cooks and listens to vinyl records as one of her hobbies, or a couple of her hobbies. I wonder, what's a nice pairing for Led Zeppelin 4? That was my question. Is that a ravioli? A ragu?
Maybe.
How about a match point? Match point, dual point. Thrown back once by Van Winden. She'll swing. Soft shot falls for Whitford, and Loyola Marymount hangs on for a moment.
They're hanging on. I'm impressed with Van Winden's net play. She's getting a lot of those touches, just kind of slamming that right back down. Very good eye-hand coordination in that blocking.
6'3" Van Winden tries to pass that, and it's another ace serve. We are well away from any sort of meaningful rally for LMU.
So now they've switched to Van Winden to see if they can get a few points on her. Maybe could have made that switch a little bit sooner since Zappia was siding out so well.
Now right back to Zappia. That ball passed into the net, pulled out, and put right back into the net. That will do it. 21-7, 21-12. Dominant and quick by Tori Van Winden and Elise Zappia. 19th straight dual win for UCLA. The Bruins, can they climb further? Already number 3 in the nation. So they will win this in 3-0, although action not concluded for the number 1s on both sides. The matchup everyone was looking forward to. Now Van Winden, Zappia, a lot to celebrate for themselves on court 2. I'm sure they'll shut it down and come on back over to court 1 as we do now to watch Sponsel and Slattery versus Nicole and Meghan Mcnamara. It was a tight first set to this point last time, and then the break was made kind of mid-set by the McNamara twins. Can they do the same here?
Slattery just came up with a big ace down the line there, so let's see if that can give him some momentum to kind of get these next couple points.
Serve and block. Slattery, 3 in dark blue. Pulls off and leaves it for the straight down kill of Nicole McNamara. Nicole McNamara, 13. She's the lefty. She'll play on the right. And her sister, there she is at the net now doing some blocking. Well, her sister Megan, the right-hander, serves in the 31. First team All-ABCA last year and co-freshman of the year. And the co was the other one. It's back and forth. Nicole and Megan.
They have quite a resume already. I like LMU's little set they just did there. They're mixing it up with kind of the traditional up and down, but that was more of a little shoot set to Slattery there, and she put it away.
Well, and there's where they make the money. Right there, the bad pass and bring it right back to a good swing.
Bettering the ball. Not a great pass, but then bettering that set so you can crush it. And right now, I don't think I'd want to pull on the McNamara sisters right now. They've just had an open net the last 2 plays and just crushing it.
How about Sara Sponsel? You want to leave her an open net?
No, I do not.
No.
I'm glad I'm over here, not on the court.
Comes from a family that plays some volleyball. Sister Rebecca, a setter at Regis. She's hitting about 900 on the beach, number 6 in dark blue. Primary offensive threat for the Lion women last season under Tom Black. Pushed over, another opportunity, and another one converted. Just like that, Slattery Sponsel up 1.
And that's exactly what LMU needs right now, are kind of those little plays like last game where they kind of fell apart at this point, but get a few of those plays, get the energy and momentum on your side, because these sisters are not going to let anything drop.
See if maybe you can put a little strife in the sisterhood here by putting a little pressure on them. No pressure there. Stein Metzger said of this team, said they're twice as good as last year. And I can leave them on a court all by themselves for the practice and they'll get after it, but sometimes get after each other. So the motto this season is adjustments over arguments.
Got to have a good balance there.
Well, it's funny, you know, whenever you play with your brother or sister, some sibling, forget your twin, all that other stuff can come into it. In fact, Stein Metzger himself married to a twin, Emily Metzger, and her comment was, I cannot imagine playing with Liz.
I know both of them.
But Nicole and Megan making it work. Down the line, right on the line. A little bit of come on, a little bit of request for the ball to cooperate from Nicole.
They want it. They're getting close here, and they want to. This is a big side switch here. 18-17. It's the last push of the game.
Pretty much all shade on this court. All 4 players shed the sunglasses, and the error has LMU leading.
They need the clear sunglasses now. Coach John Mayer said Savannah Slattery has kind of been thrown in the fire, and she's handling it very well. She's, her fundamentals aren't as consistent, but she really wants it and wants to improve.
Dad, a baseball player. She grew up in Malibu. Boy, more transition off of her own excellent defense, Sara Sponsel.
And Sponsel, as we talked about earlier, has some experience playing the McNamara sisters, so she probably knows their tendencies better than anyone here and kind of playing to their favorite shots right now.
Will the Lions get more defense? Right there, perfect spot, unable to pop it into the court is Sponsel, but a good read nevertheless. Do you crank up the service pressure here if you're Meghan Mcnamara?
She's been serving well this whole match. I personally wouldn't change it right now. You still want to have that kind of that same pressure, but not do too much that you're going to cause a hitting error or a serving error.
Her sister comes up big at the net. 5'9", Nicole McNamara playing bigger than that. We're tied at 19.
Huge play. All right, going after the freshman here right now. So she's siding out, has that pressure. She's also a freshman, so not as much experience as the other three on the court. So.
Same spot for the serve. Beautiful hand set. No. A double call. What do you think about that, Nicole? I thought the deep dish ball was okay in Chicago and in beach volleyball.
Well, they're a little bit picky out here. It's got to come out perfect. I'm not a referee, so I cannot say, but.
What a huge moment for that call. 20-19 now, match point for UCLA. Well, those are some of the best hands in the country, and John Mayer saying maybe the best hands ever from Sara Sponson. Hope you're enjoying Pac-12 beach volleyball right now from Sunset Canyon. The beautiful Sunset Canyon, only the start of what remains here in April for beach volleyball on the Pac-12 networks. Cal versus Stanford, USC versus Stanford. I want to take a look at that one. #1 team in the nation. Long Beach and USC will face off, as well as Bakersfield. All that coming up before the championships, which will happen in Tucson, Arizona, the 27th and 28th of this month.
Because they opened the stadium for people batting. Wait, you're right. You did great.
And then if she gets the set out here, you can stay a little more middle. Just get your right hand on ball. Left hand there. Just give her a little bit of pressure and take her just stay right on the inside. Defender holds up and be ready to chase the line shot. Finish it here. Okay?
Chase the line shot. The advice from Simon Metzger.
So the catcher looks over.
Hang in there, angle for the crush, but be ready for that line. That's why on D, you don't want to be moving. So you want to be stopped and ready to dig that hard hit. And if they don't, bust and try to get a touch on that high line and get it up.
Serve most likely going to find Savannah Slattery. It does not. Doesn't find anyone, and it's out of bounds. 20-all. Same moment we saw earlier in reverse in the first set, serving it out. Sponson. Short. The right-hander with the kill, Meghan Mcnamara. Back to match point, the second.
Probably going back to Slattery here. So
Slattery on the left, #3. Top of your screen, right-hand side. Lefty serve, remember, opened with an ace. And back-to-back misses now for UCLA.
Got to keep that ball, I know I said it before, but keep it in, especially right now at the end of the game. And they've been having success. Slattery's playing better this game, but she is a freshman still, you know, so she doesn't have as much experience. And I'm sure she's, you know, thinking about the side out and got a little pressure there. So
Can Sponsel come up with more defense the way she has the latter part of this set? Tough pass, pulled out. Touch. Sponsel can't quite get there. It'll be a third match point. Love the crowd gathered around the court, old school beach volleyball style.
This is the fun part here. The whole team's here. We got fans all over the court. It's a great atmosphere.
A little pepper in the background as well.
A little pepper going on. That's a different class. Another credit there.
Hand set, tight to the tape, and blocked. That'll do it. Nicole McNamara ends it at the net, 23-20. 21 in the second.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Mom and
What a
Dad.
pretty dominant display from UCLA as a whole. You talked about the depth early on. They showed it again.
They are. They're a force to be reckoned with. We saw that here today. They have strength 1 through 5, and it's going to be exciting to watch them at the Pac-12 championships and hopefully the NCAA tournament.
The UCLA Bruins continue their role here in 2017. 19 straight dual victories, and this one, a little exclamation point on it, with 4-0 against LMU. That'll do it from Sunset Canyon, the end of your beach volleyball day here on the Pac-12 networks. Stein Metzger happy with the performance of his Bruins. For my partner Nicole Branna and our entire Pac-12 crew that's been here all day, I'm Kevin Barnett. Goodbye from Westwood. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. The Bruins certainly will. They win.
We now join this program already in progress.